Yo, what's up, guys? What's up, Dan?
Yo, what's happening? What's happening? How
Not
have you been,
much, not
Brett?
much. Good, man. We were just talking. We're both kind of in the not used to this storm stuff, Where I'm for those that don't know, I'm in the Midwest now. Where this isn't where we
Mhm.
normally live, but yeah, a little storm brewing up. So hopefully the power stays on and the internet stays good. But I know you're in it too. So
Yep. Happening here.
yeah,
It's been happening all week, but yeah, it's supposed to be more potential tornadoes. So we'll see. We'll see.
woohoo! I know my wife she did not grow up here. She grew up in Phoenix, and so the thought of a tornado is just like I made her watch the Joplin tornado documentary on Netflix. Have you seen it?
I don't think I've seen that.
You remember the Joplin tornado? It was
Tornado.
gosh, it was I was in college. I was actually on my way towards Springfield, Missouri, which is right before Joplin. It was the EF5 tornado that just wiped out the entire like city. Um,
Oh man.
Kid was sucked out of his sunroof, like a big influencer kid,
What?
and just bunch of it just destroyed, just flattened the entire city. So I I made her watch it, which we just had that tornado move through here before he got here and destroyed a bunch of houses just down the street.
Oh man.
But yeah, I made her watch that documentary before we came. So
I'm gonna have
that
to
didn't
watch
that
that.
didn't,
Yeah.
didn't help.
It's called The
Yeah,
Twister Caught in the Storm
yep.
on Netflix.
Yep. I remember
Wow.
I was actually driving towards it, and we ended up pulling over on the side of the road, and because the sky looked like it looked like Armageddon. It was literally like on fire. You had these sort of like quilted like dark clouds with like orange lightning going between them, and it was just the most vibrant orange sky, and everyone was just pulled over taking pictures of it. Little did we know, an hour down the road was a total like just destruction of an
Oh my
entire
goodness.
city,
Yeah.
Is pretty gnarly. But
That's
yeah,
wild. Those things are
worth
so
watching.
powerful.
It
Yeah.
is. Yeah, it's crazy. It's very
We
crazy.
had one come through here, literally right by my house, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and just I mean, it went for miles and miles and miles and just destroyed everything. So many people lost their homes, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's literally right here. It
Yep.
knocked down a bunch of trees in our yard and down our street, but the we just got like the outskirts of it, the actual tornado, and then it followed the interstate. It just went down the interstate. It was so wild, man. Those
Yeah,
things are
it's gnarly.
scary.
They're like a mile wide. They like get rain wraps. You don't even see them coming. That's what happened to the
Yeah.
Joplin one. It was like a mile wide, but you couldn't see it because it's so big and so powerful that it takes the precipitation around it and just wraps it around, and it just looks like a big old like rain wall and just kind of blends in with everything else. Little do you know, there's like an EF5 tornado behind it. So yeah, it was pretty gnarly. But yeah,
It's so wild.
so I'm not gonna have one of those today. But what's
Yeah,
what's up, everybody
hopefully
in the
not.
chat?
Hopefully not. What's up,
Thanks
Lloyd?
for
Got UX Samuel. What's going on, y'all?
this
Nice
is
to see y'all here.
episode three of Redesigned. So, you guys have any topics you want us to give our takes on, or any questions? Like, this is kind of going to be a more chill stream, as kind of just
What's up, Zach?
there's a lot. It's weird because there's so much. I feel like there's so much happening on a day to day basis. It's such an exciting like. I'm so distracted right now.
Yes.
Like usually, like the last I'd say several years, it was just like client work day out, day in and day out, just cranking out client work. And now it's like there's so many things I want to play with, and it's like that's taking up the majority of my time. I'm trying to squeeze in the client work at the end of the day. But yeah, it's pretty exciting times.
It's cool. Like it's fun watching you play with some of the stuff and you sharing it with everybody as soon as you kind of figure it out, That's the cool part. I haven't had a chance to play
Dude.
with any of this stuff. I keep seeing your stuff like, man, I gotta just take a break and dive in here, but then I'm like, wait a minute, I got kids soccer practice after work. I gotta get the work done. I can't.
Oh,
Uh,
dude, yeah, I think we talked about this last show. Like, I'm never the type of guy that like bust out my laptop at night. Like, once I'm done with work, like I'm done with it. I don't want to think about it anymore. But it's like I find myself in the evenings just chilling on the computer, just generating stuff, and it's just like it
that's
doesn't feel
cool,
like
man.
work. It's just
Yeah.
it's so fun. And the tutorials, man, like yeah, I'm seeing a lot more of them now. I don't know if you are,
I
but
see a lot of this, a lot of the kind of what you're putting out, not the quality of what you're putting out, but like some people are trying to replicate your same kind of tutorial style, almost to
yeah,
the T a little bit in some
yeah,
ways. Like, wait for Brett
yeah.
to do one, do it real
Which
quick.
I didn't invent tutorials, unfortunately, but yeah, I've definitely noticed an uptick. And bro, like, it's crazy how hungry people are
Yeah.
for like the sort of short, like to the point, kind of step by step things of how to do some of these things in these AI tools is mostly it
Mhm.
is, right? And it's like part of it's like, you have so many tools at your disposal now, like which tool's the best for doing this and which tool's the best for doing this. Also, how to like write the correct prompt and like that sort of thing. So yeah, it's when I figure out something or I see something online, I'm like, I can take this and put it in a concise like format for people to leverage. I have so many ideas, like
That's
it's
cool.
insane. But yeah, it's blowing things up on my end from like a client perspective. Like it's
That's what I was
super
about to
bizarre.
ask. Yeah, I was about to ask that because I
Yeah,
saw
it's
I started to pay attention to your page, like I think it was what 2 weeks ago or something like that. I wanted to see any kind of difference between my growth and your growth as we start to do these streams. And I noticed we both kind of, I think you gained like 1,000 something followers in that time, maybe in just a week. But mine was like 600 followers or something like that. And but you've been putting out like this incredible content and spending time on, that stuff's easy for you. But like that, I'm like, man, I've just been like saying some words and putting it out
saying some
there.
words. Well,
I don't even know if
that's
the
the
words make
problem.
sense.
That's the problem now. Like just writing stuff on Twitter doesn't seem as like as exciting for me. I still love to consume it, but in terms of the kind of content that I'm creating, like I feel like at this point, for the for the better half of my career on X, like I really didn't post much work. I didn't really post much visuals. There's just a bunch of hot takes and like
Mhm.
controversial, statements and that sort of thing, and nothing really visual.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of doing the opposite, where if it doesn't have a visual element to it, it's just not like
Mhm.
exciting enough for me to want to even and put out there. Which means that like it takes me a lot more time to generate content.
Yeah.
Um,
But at
but
the same
yeah,
time, you're gonna get more, I think, more valuable followers and engagement either way,
100%. Yeah,
Plus all the clients and everything that's gonna come in too. Absolutely.
sure.
But yeah, you'll get a lot more quality,
Yeah,
engagement and followers, which is awesome.
sure.
But
Yeah.
people need to understand that stuff takes time to create. You see some people trying to create engagement through posting random work, and then you see the work that they posted, and it's just like so many design mistakes in it, And they're like, "Why am I not getting any more engagement or any client work from this?" I'm like, "Well, you clearly rushed out that design, which is
Yeah.
okay. I mean, it's still great to do stuff quickly and post it, but if you're not working on actually showing good design and creating good design, then nothing's going to happen. You know,
Yep.
nothing's
Agreed.
going to
And
increase
I don't
for
know
you.
if you saw the I don't know if you saw the tweet. His name's Chris. He actually DM'd after this. Let me pull it up here. Really talented guy. He had a certain take on content that I thought was interesting and not really that surprising. Let me see. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, right here.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
trying not. I saw a meme about like when you're on a stream or something and you're about to share your screen, like everyone says, "I'm going to share my screen." So I'm trying not to be that guy now. So yeah, it was. Did you see this at all?
No, no. If it happened
Okay.
recently, no.
Okay. You like
You're
to get off the grid. I appreciate that.
I've been so busy. This is one of the busiest past 7 days I've ever had, and of course, that's when all this excitement happens. But I'm just like, I can't look.
Yeah.
I'm heads down.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a life outside of the computer, which is kudos to you. But yeah, he was basically he said you're all out here wondering how to land clients while posting content targeted at other designers instead of your ideal clients.
Yes.
And I responded. I said, "This sounds logical in theory because it does, or at least in my mind, it computes, right? I don't think a lot of people would necessarily disagree with this at face value,
Mhm.
um, but it hasn't been true in my case. It ironically hasn't been true in Chris's case because all Chris does is post content targeted towards designers, and he's built a rather large agency by doing that, made a lot of money, grown a decent following. Dan, I mean, you post content specifically targeted towards designers.
Mhm.
I mean, I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. I mean, everyone that I would mention post content targeted to designers, or I wouldn't be mentioning them because it's not the kind of people I follow, right? So yeah, it was an interesting take. I didn't want to like come down too harshly on him, but I think that what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, this is a tough one. I'm pretty sure I've said this before too. To be fair, but
You don't have to agree with me.
no, and I'm trying to find the difference here, because there is a difference, and it is very, very hard to explain. But so I agree with both of you. Obviously, I think I think it's important to, if you're trying to grow a following on, it depends on what your end goal is, for one. But if you're trying to grow a following on X, on Twitter, you need to post content for who your audience is, and that would be designers. Designers are going to give you the engagement on your design work because they like it and they think it's pretty and they're inspired by it and they want to be like that. They want to be able to create like that, right? So that's where your content is going to come from. The client is not going to like your post. They're not going to like come and comment on your post. Yes, it will happen, but that's, the most of your engagement is going to come from a designer. So if you're not creating content for designers, then you're not really, playing the game online. But
Uh-oh.
what is that, the
My wife would
tornado
set off
siren
the fire.
or somebody
No,
cooking?
it's a smoke alarm. I'm gonna mute myself while you finish your thought.
Okay. Oh man. Um, okay, so I think, but there's also an instance where, and this is hard to say because I know you do this a lot, or have done it a lot in the past, Brett. But you can create, and you've gotten clients from it. But again, I think today is a different world. This wasn't the same 5 years ago, 10 years ago, like peak dribble type days. Where when you're creating content, like I would create content and then design for the type of work I wanted to get with that end goal in mind. So
Okay.
I would post work like random designs for adventure related companies, or things like that, where there's a clear end goal. But a lot of things people are posting now are like, again, you do this, Brett, but it works for you now. Posting little buttons, or random things geared towards just what a designer would appreciate and kind of like, and then they get the same amount of 100 likes from the same designers that are all in the same, doing the same kind of cycle momentum of likes. But that's not for most people. That's, sorry if that was, oh my gosh, so loud. And for most people, that's not going to get the client work, that one button. For people like you, Brett, who makes that button, you're not just making a button, you're like making a piece of art when you do your buttons and things. That's a whole nother world. But you're also, what you're doing is, because you already have this following, already have this engagement, it's by doing that, it's bringing a lot more eyeballs, it's putting your name on top in the Twitter feed and things like that. So it works for people like you. So you do need to post for designers now too, and that will in return get you clients. But it's in the fine details. It's in the fine details of how you create this work and do it. And if you're always doing it with the end goal in mind, your end goal is not, I don't think your end goal should be to get designers to like you or get followers for designers. Your end goal should always be to make money and to get clients. So as long as your end goal is in the right track, I don't think it really matters. But a lot of people's end goal, Why is my mic screaming when I do that? As long as you're in
No, that
goal.
sounds good to me.
Okay, sorry, just the feedback in my headphones.
You're getting a little excited over there, but it's fine.
If you're a lot of people's end goal nowadays is just the followers and the likes and engagement on Twitter, and it stops there. There's nothing else that they're excited about. So when they get those likes and followers, they succeeded, right? But that again, that's as far as you're going to go if that's your end goal. Your end goal should be the actual money and the clients and the things that's going to boost your career and pay the bills and stuff like that. That it's in the fine details of that. But I kind of agree with both of you. But I see what Chris is saying. I see what you're saying. And again, today's world is a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's obviously a ton of nuance details that goes into that. I mean, if you're creating buttons online, like you said, like how good are the buttons? Do they look like every other button out there that everyone is trying to remix your work, or are they something that's like new, a new trend or something that no one's ever done before, and or it's just a lot of different things regarding just the work you're sharing. Tons of nuances there. I just like if you were to tell me, okay, create a social strategy of garnering just a ton of engagement, growing your following, making money, getting clients by just talking, founder focused content towards your clients, I wouldn't have a clue how to do that. I don't see anybody really doing that well. Seems like everyone in the design space that you know of or that you see on a consistent basis is designing, content for designers, which I will admit we are designers. So naturally that's the type of content that pops up on our feeds. But for me, I mean, I post exclusively for designers, but I mean, all of my clients come from X, and none of them are designers, right? So the network effect of like putting out stuff that, a lot of designers are resonated with, but that content also gets distributed to people who may not be a designer. They may just be an entrepreneur or a founder. Is definitely the case, and a lot of designers, and especially developers, are closely knitted within the design community on X as well. Like we see a lot of the same content, and they're usually they're oftentimes a part of hiring decisions too, and scoping out designers as well. So yeah, it's definitely far more nuanced, and obviously, like in Chris's defense, like you can't sit there and list all these nuances out in a tweet. You have to speak it. We all speak in like these generalities, but yeah, it's not quite as like simple as what he stated here. So.
And I think too, a lot of what, and this is an assumption, but at least when I've said this before publicly too, I think what Chris is kind of saying is, you see a lot of these threads on how to create the most basic design thing ever, and I think these designers are trying to sound incredibly knowledgeable. So in that world, it helps. But that content they're spending all this time on is still just so geared towards designers, and like early designers too. So they're really not attracting that client that it's going to give them this big paying project. When in turn, if they just shared really cool work, still for designers, but and still to inspire designers, there's a chance they might get more work from a bigger playing client. Like I'm not in the freelance game right now. I haven't been for a while, but I still get hit up constantly for these huge paying projects, just from my previous work and just how I am on X. But some of the clients that reach out to me now, they're like, I don't even know if you're still freelancing. You're just like, aren't you just like educational now, or just like, just somebody, whatever they say, like the word influencer, but you'll never hear that word come out. And I'm like, I'm not really freelancing right now. I'm not looking for work. I'll accept projects from people that I enjoy, whatever project that I might enjoy, or something I get a lot of fun out of, or might push me a little bit. But those, I haven't seen a lot of those projects lately. So you got to be careful, because even if I am getting that kind of reaction from clients, you are going to be too, if you're only showing educational how-to stuff. The basic stuff. Your stuff, again, Brett, on a whole nother world. But when people are showing like, oh, here's how you do your margins, and this is why you need 40 pixels between the text on the button. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? That's not even a thing. What are y'all
I'm
doing?
not into that. No, I'm not into that. That's funny. Those do exist though. I see like, oh, how to create a bento. I saw one yesterday. I was like, how to create a bento grid or how to do this. I'm like, yeah, you gotta. Again, there's so much to creating content that is engaging and that's like different, and a lot of people like they're trying to do it now because I see the tutorials really taking off, and yeah, it's I don't know. There's a lot to it.
I will say this: if you are the type of person that wants, do hashtags still work on X? No, do not put a hashtag on anything. If you put a hashtag on something, you will get zero engagement. You're going to look like
I won't take you serious at all. I will not judge you so hard.
Do not do it.
Anywhere online nowadays, don't put hashtags.
Yeah, for sure. I totally forgot I was going to say before that, by the way. Dang it, what was I going to say? It was good.
Sorry, I totally
it's okay. What were we talking about?
My freelancing. Yeah, that's so true.
My freelancing. Man.
I forgot where we were at too.
Something about engagement, Twitter. Yeah. Dang it, man. It was gonna be good. Anyways, we'll come back to it, I'm sure.
There are no rules, my guys. Some stuff works, other stuff doesn't. Yeah, that's a good way to sum it up. I heard redesign gets you instant 100K likes. Yeah.
Oh, here's kind of something I was going to say. So, you're right. There are no rules, and just as long as you just got to be authentic. Once you stop being authentic, then you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
But again, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh my goodness. I gotta stop getting rushed by these things. This is why I can't look at chat. Okay. This is not what I was going to say, but it's kind of in the same world. I think you got to find these pockets of opportunity to make a major leap forward. And these pockets will happen. They happen often. You just got to find them. You got to know where to look. One random example was that when Twitter rebranded as X, a lot of these designers started making these X logos and things. A lot of people got noticed. A lot of people got work from it. I have friends that made hundreds of thousands of dollars off doing this free little thing, and then turned to be able to do huge branding projects for other companies. You got to find pockets like that. Right now is a pocket. If you do it right, if you play your game right, you'll be able to leap forward drastically. And you take some inspiration from Brett. Don't rip Brett off. Take inspiration from what he's doing and what some other people are doing, where we have the AI world right now, right? And it's enhanced so drastically, and it's moving so fast. You're able to tap into people's emotions and of FOMO and everything, and wanting to learn how to move quickly, and just the inspiration of like, wow, he can do that, he can do this, And if everybody here has the opportunity to become a leader in this space, especially in the design world and creative world. Yeah. Because there's I don't know. I can't name. Okay, take it back. I can name like two people that are kind of taking that step, but you can, and you will jump in a month. You could have gained 20,000, 50,000 followers just from posting the right 100%. Content right now. And you're in that opportunity world right now. And it happens more than you think, but it also doesn't happen often. And it's hard to be aware of it. But now's the time.
And you got to have the skill, you got to have the taste, you got to have the right timing. I mean, again, like I 100% agree. I mean, you've seen people that have done similar things, not necessarily in the design AI world, but in the AI world, like we talked about Linus, for example.
Yeah.
Like people that just went on a freaking rocket ship because they seized an opportunity when like every one of us, no question, is thinking about AI. Most of us are like mildly interested in it. A lot of us are freaking signing up for tools every single day, just having a blast. And like there's no one, yeah, like you said, they can probably name a couple of people that are really seizing the opportunity right now to do it. But yeah, massive, massive opportunity. If your goal is to become like a thought leader,
Mhm.
grow a following, grow an audience, which we all should want to do. Yes, you should be authentic and all that sort of stuff as well. But yeah, massive, massive opportunity because there's so much content to be created around these things, and it just continues to be pumped out every single day.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. I hadn't thought about that before you said that, but yeah, that's 100% true. And in a way, that's kind of what I'm trying to do a little bit
Mhm.
here and there, even
Mhm.
though I'm careful to want not to jump straight like all in on AI because I do firmly believe like the best case scenario is to be able to use AI within a human's workflow and to be able to like the way that I use Midjourney on a day-to-day basis or the way that I'm using image to video and then be able to couple that and bring that into Photoshop and then bring it into CapCut and like all these sorts of things and like mesh them together in whatever format I want is that's where like the cool stuff happens, right? But yeah, huge opportunity. Let's go through these comments. Oh yeah, so Tommy's I've noticed Tommy's strategy on X has changed too. And like from a consumer, like I really appreciate when people like it just whenever you tweet something that's like as long as it's related to what I'm following you for, right? Like if you're just gonna start tweeting about your dog or your cat, I mean, it's not really gonna do it for me. But I do appreciate people like Tommy and Dan. You do this a lot too, where you're not playing the algorithm game too much. You're just if you have something to say, like you're just gonna say it, right? It may not get a bunch of likes and retweets and stuff like that, but you're gonna say it. And Tommy's doing the same thing. And I as a follower, I freaking love that stuff.
That's cool.
But yeah, I know I did notice that, Tommy. Let's see here.
That's something I've always wanted to. I try so hard to stick to on X, and it's hard because I see all these people um, who are really great at gaming the system and working on engagement and doing things that work for engagement. And I get so jealous. I'm like, man, like I need to do that. I just want to do it. But then I'm like, I just suddenly like, nah, I don't want to. I just want to just tweet
Yeah.
whatever's on my mind. And I want to keep that because if I start turning this into like real work, which it is work, I get paid to be on Twitter. But once it like gets real, and I have to start working for engagement and think about my post, I feel like I'll just fall off X and I won't want to be on it anymore because it'll just be
It's
another
true.
piece of work. But so
It's true.
as much as everybody's about to pass me on X, like I just have years head start. That's it. That's the only reason that I still have a lot of more followers than other people. Like Brett's about to get like 200, 250 here soon. Everybody's going to pass me because they know how to get the engagement. I think I get it just because I've just been here forever, and I've still just tweet just what's on my mind, the real thing, and that'll work for some people. It won't work for others. So you gotta find what works for you, and some of it at times it is just playing the game.
I mean, yeah, it's usually 100% playing the game, and I've even considered because I've just been creating so much cool stuff that like I want to share with the world, but I don't think it'll yield like a super good results. But it's like stuff that I still find interesting. So I'm like toying around with creating a separate X account where I just share literally whatever I create, whatever comes to mind. And if people are interested in it, great. And I keep my other thing like separate. But yeah, it's definitely it's not all playing the game is good because you know the rewards are good for it, but after a little bit of time, you feel like if you want to post something, you can't post it because it won't get good engagement. It's kind of a little bit overrated at times. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of it's hard to believe anything you see on X anymore.
Oh my
By the way, I'm
goodness.
not drinking a beer. I'm drinking a root beer. We have all these like country stores where I am that have all the old sodas and drinks. Yeah.
And I've got a liquid death.
Oh, there you go.
I did a stream the other day. I was like, I'm not drinking these things again, but they things are good. I'm sorry,
Like they really are that good.
They're good.
Is that a flavored one?
Yeah, now they have these flavors. So now they have them in smaller cans because they used to have these, ginormous cans. Now they're smaller, and they've added a little bit of flavor to it. So and they're mimicking like the popular drink. So, like Dr. Pepper, Coke, and they have like really creative names for them. I don't know. This one's cherry. I don't know. what is Cherry Obituary is the name of it. So they all have like this death name to it. It's pretty
It's
cool
awesome.
branding.
Their marketing is great. Oh, that's
it's so
fantastic.
good.
I've never had one, but yeah, I can appreciate it from a branding perspective for sure.
Yeah.
So
Mango
they
Chainsaw is the bee's knees. Yeah, there's one called Mango Chainsaw. Dude.
that's awesome.
funny.
How can I grow on X while learning more about design? I mean, again, like a lot of growing on X, at least from my perspective, is all about being opportunistic on things that are hot right now. Like there's fortunately for like anyone looking to grow on X, you have just a smorgasbord of things you can be like the guy for. Of course, you can be like the guy for AI design, but you can also be the guy for Midjourney. You can be the guy or girl for like Flora is like something a lot of people are interested in. Now I'm starting to like dive into that. You've seen a lot of people branch off into Framer and Webflow, and it's like they pick a topic or topics and just create cool stuff around those tools. Like you kind of use tooling as a way to become like the voice or like the person for X, Y, or Z would be how I would approach it. Like if I started from zero today, that'd be the way I would approach it.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's smart. Even when you're building your portfolio out and you're still trying to figure out what kind of design work you want to do. Like I was the action adventure outdoorsy design guy, so I got to work with Red Bull, Nixon, Billabong, Quicksilver, Patagonia, North Face, Reebok, all those people, because that was in my portfolio. And when I was in school and learning design, I didn't have those clients, but all the work in my portfolio was for that type of client, though I wasn't using their names or anything, just making up stuff. But you could tell they could put their brand onto my design and they could see it, they could get it. And that's what you need to do when you're early in your career and you're trying to figure out where you want to go. Is your portfolio needs to be that. These companies that you want to work for need to be able to take their branding and put it in your design and say, oh, that makes sense. And if they could do that, then you're set up for success. So, but it comes down to you need to know what type of work you want to do. And for some people, that it's so broad they don't know, and I get it. That's a hard thing to figure out. Mine was easy. I want to do adventure, outdoor related life, that kind of surf, skate, snow lifestyle stuff. And of course, I was still able to branch out in the startup world. I did all kinds of stuff. But they all had that same kind of like feel to it in a way. But you can take a lot of that to a lot of like outdoor adventure lifestyle into startup world. And people want that. They like that.
I mean, as a spectator, someone that really didn't know you before recently, I mean, you nailed that. Even going back, I mean, I don't know how many years ago, but we had the Epic Current, conferences and stuff, and they were all, centered around, these outdoor adventure type of things. So like it really like culminated. I felt like when I looked at you online, that was what that you just emitted it, right? Like that was who you were. So yeah, it's interesting. I didn't know that was necessarily on purpose.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can definitely see that in practice if you were to go back and look at a lot of your old like content, just generally the way that you present yourself online, whether it's like even going back to your profile, your cover picture on X is like you with a surfboard, right? It's like it really is. It's like that's who Dan is. Like that's if you have this type of company, that's who you want. I mean, who better to go for?
I know, and I mean it's all on purpose, and I'm
right.
I talk about surfing all the time. I'm a terrible surfer. I mean, I think I'm good, but like I'm nowhere near pro. There's so many better surfers than me. But like even when I got featured in .NET magazine as freelancer of one of the freelancers of the year, or whatever, and they did like this 2 or 3 page spread of me, as a freelancer, and every photo had me in the surfboard, the surfboard, like just through and through, as long as it can go. I'm doing that. But yeah, it's part of it.
Yeah, you nailed that. So what if you have NDAs and you can't post that work online? I mean, obviously you can't post the NDA work online, no question about it. You can't even share like even a snippet of it online technically. But yeah, I mean, in that case, like, I mean, hopefully you have work that's not NDA. I mean, I have a lot of work that's NDA, but I also have a lot of work that's not NDA. But most of the work I share on X is not even real client work. It's just stuff that I'm like just vibing on in the evening or something. So you can kind of, like I always say, like if you haven't been given the opportunity to create work, good work, like up until this point in your career, you just need to do it yourself, whether it's like a passion project or anything else. Like create the opportunity for yourself, versus sitting around waiting for someone else to hire you for a dope company. Like I didn't have work for any sexy companies before Design Joy. Everything was super boring. I was in like the travel industry, and then I went into like the restaurant industry, agency world. Like none of it was anything that I was passionate about or like super excited to share with the world. So I just spent in the interim of like not having a good portfolio, I just cranked out a bunch of just like passion work that I just mocked up in Figma or something, or Sketch at the time, or even Photoshop. And that's how I like honed in my craft, was like just sort of
craft.
Yeah, you gotta get the craft word in at least once an episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't just sit around waiting for Apple to hire you, or for Google to hire you, which I wouldn't even classify Google as in the same category as they used to be anymore. But just do good work and do it for a long time. Be nice to people. Yeah, that's pretty much. It's not the sexy answer, but it's very true.
No, you're just back to the NDA thing. This is one of those topics to where I want to say something that's rude, but I also don't. I think you said it well. But if you're not doing work, on the side, you're not growing, you're not practicing. You're not future proofing yourself a little bit. Because if you only have NDA work, and let's say you're at this company for 2 years or whatever it is, however long we last there, what are you going to do when that company cans you, or something comes up and you have to leave?
It'll happen.
You're screwed. It will happen. It's happened
to all of us. I used to think
it
wouldn't happen to me, and it happened to me twice. So yeah, it's
I'm telling you, it will happen. If it hasn't happened yet to you, it's going to happen at some point, and you're going to be screwed. You are, because you don't have anything to show, and you have to understand that nothing is secure. Nothing is guaranteed. And that's a lot of people don't freelance, because they're afraid of they like the security of a full-time job. Well, let me tell you something. A full-time job is not secure. So you really got to be doing work on the side to grow. Just don't just do it to do it, but you do it to like find what you're liking, to grow, to post stuff, to still let people know you exist, which is incredibly important. And don't wait 2 years after you've got laid off to let people know you exist. No, as you're at this company for 2 years, you have to let people know that you still exist and you're a real person. This is just the way the creative world works. It has to be this way. And the moment you stop doing that, you're going to be so far behind. Like I can't imagine going 2 years. I can't imagine going a year. I can't imagine going a few months, or 1 month, 2 months, without doing any other work that I can share. I can't imagine it. And I'm so this far into my career, and I'm still doing that.
It's a passion. It's passion.
Love it. It's totally it's passion, but also like a little bit of like, like what happens if something happens tomorrow, I don't have a job. Like I'm always prepared. I think, and that's one thing I think you also have to be in the creative industry.
I remember when I was building Design Joy, and Design Joy was at a really healthy pace, and I still had a full-time gig because I was wildly insecure that something at some point, like Design Joy, just blow up overnight, or blow up in a bad way overnight. And I remember working for this travel company. It was a big company, but the marketing team and the design team was small. I was the only designer. It was 6 or 7 marketing folks. So I had a boss. But I remember I had Design Joy on the side, but no one knew it except my boss. And the company was tanking, right? And I'm like, everyone's freaking out every single day. It just consumed all conversations about, when's it going to happen? We know it. Then we know the ship's sinking, and everyone's freaking out, talking about what they're going to do after and getting a job. And I'm just sitting over there like, fire me. I don't care. I'm like, I make way more money at this side thing. That'll just be such relief. And when it happened, I remember just walking out of there feeling like I was on top of the world. Like, yeah, it sucked. It was the first time I'd been fired. Not fired, but let go.
Hmm.
But I had something to fall back on. Like, I went home and then just went full steam into Design Joy, doubled the revenue in 2 months, and just never looked back. Right? Like, but I was prepared because I knew something was happening. I knew something was coming. This was like 2 years before it actually happened. Because it's usually when you're a big company, you know, things are going south. It usually takes a long time for it to happen in a lot of cases. And then, yeah, when that happened, I was like, didn't bother me one bit. I didn't miss a beat when I got let go because I was prepared. But yeah,
You're
most
prepared.
people, including every single person I worked with, was not. So how comes I haven't gained followers in ages and my interactions on his Instagram tanked? I don't do much on Instagram, but I've heard Instagram's not that great for engagement. But if you haven't gained followers, I mean, it's could go through a whole host of reasons. But in general, like, Twitter's tough right now. It just is. It's
It's very
very, very
hard.
tough.
I feel
Mhm.
I feel a little bad for people that are getting a late start here. But at the
Oh
other
yeah.
side, like we're in this pocket now where you can get a lot of traction if you play your cards right.
Hmm.
But it is hard. It is hard. Like I see it, you know, Brett sees it. Other people are seeing it. We're, you know, slowing down a little bit on engagement too, and we're trying to figure it out, like what's working, what's not. Um, I can't speak for Instagram either. I don't spend any time on there.
You know who can speak for Instagram is this guy
Uh,
here. Yeah.
oh yeah, Tommy's goated on Instagram. And I know who's another guy. I mean, there's several designers that are really great at Instagram. So I don't know. I can't speak too much of it,
It's
but
it's just hard. It's hard for me to manage multiple platforms. Like,
yeah,
Twitter
yeah.
takes up so much of my brain power that, like, I can't imagine like doing another. I probably should. Like, that's the smart thing. Diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. But I'm like, I just don't have interest in doing any other platforms right now.
No, I miss when
Um,
Instagram was just a place where you posted your photos. I loved it, man. I loved it so much. And then once
mhm.
it came, like people started doing the carousels and then all the
Freaking
reels and
Tommy.
all the
Yeah.
all the other stuff. I'm like, man, isn't that what like YouTube is for or Twitter? I don't know. I fell off then. I just stopped.
Yeah.
But I wasn't big on it anyways.
You guys watch videos on X? Um, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I
X
mean,
is pretty much where I live online. I have it open on my side tab all day long.
mhm.
I watch everything on X.
I'm
I
only
mean,
on
I'm still a big YouTube guy, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm only on only watch X and YouTube stuff. That's it.
Yeah.
Never got into
Yeah.
TikTok. Never get, you know,
No,
not
I
the
only have
reels on.
TikTok open because, as someone always says, like, you get a link sent to you or something and you have to open it. It makes you download TikTok. So that's the only reason I have that.
Mhm.
But when I use TikTok, I literally feel my brain rotting in real time. Um, I'd be like, come out of a hole after 2 months of hibernating or something. And I didn't like the feeling of it. But yeah, X is it's tough right now. It's very, very tough. Like, you have to try really hard to get engagement on there. But again, like Dan says, if you look at my content, 300, 400,000 impressions a tweet, but it's because, like, I'm putting effort into the content and I'm touching on topics that are very hot right now. It's like all over my Twitter, it's AI. So what am I going to tweet about? AI.
It's the
Um,
way to do it.
yeah, Twitter because of the brain out. Yeah. You guys see what happened to Linus and that he got his account? Oh, really? Yeah, this is a real liability. It's happened to me. I mean, I got my account hacked not that long ago and they launched a crypto coin. A lot of people did. A lot of people got this. Very smart scheme that they did. But then I've even, like, had my account locked out because someone tried to log into it and I did message X, like, on their support. I'm like, there's no way they're going to see my support ticket. They have how many millions of users. They did, like, in 24 hours and restored it. But, like, stuff like that happens and it really wakes you up. But I did not see. I wonder if his got hacked the same way mine did. But
I don't know. I
so
try not to
Brad.
talk about that because I know somebody's going to try to hack mine.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna say I would disclose the way that they did it because anyone could probably do it, but I'm not. um, pretty cool though. Let's see. Let's talk health and stimulants coffee, nicotine, water only.
Let's talk health and stimulants.
There's always someone in the group that like wants to just go out in left field.
Brett, you don't do caffeine, right?
I mean, if you classify sweet tea as caffeine, yeah, but I don't do it in the traditional like coffee sense. No, I'm not a coffee drinker at all.
Yeah, I'm craving my second coffee right now. I need it.
Oh man, I should. It's like this time change here, going from Phoenix to Missouri is 2 hours, and so we just stay up so late, like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we don't wake it up to like 9:30 in the morning. It's messed with my sleep big time. But
yeah, we need some redesigned coffee mugs so we can sip our drinks instead of sponsoring these brands. So yeah, we can sip our mugs. I struggle saying their names so much.
Perplexity.
It's just one of those words that just won't come out of my mouth.
You know what? You know what? The thing about them is like you see them everywhere. Their brand assets and stuff are everywhere. I couldn't sit here and like confidently tell you exactly what they do.
I have no idea.
Like I think that they're like, if I were to guess, it would be kind of like a ChatGPT or like Claude thing where they're like an AI agent or something. But I don't even know.
I always thought it was like a search engine or something like that.
Oh, see, maybe
we're perplexed. We have no idea.
But yeah, that's a good. I don't know if there's a lesson there or not. Well, I feel like if you're in the AI space, you probably know what they do. But if you're not,
I know I definitely know it's AI because all their work looks AI that they put out. I mean, it looks great. It's definitely AI.
Yeah, this looks like ChatGPT to me. I mean, it's the same heading kind of thing.
That's not their product, is it?
This is their product. Yeah.
What is it? I would imagine something beautiful,
better looking. Yeah, right. That's a good point.
But I mean,
but we do mean it in a bad way. Like, what are they doing?
How you spell perplexity?
Their logo's decent. Their colors. These colors remind me of something that I used like a long time ago.
Yeah, it's like
so I don't know what to do. So A+ on the visual branding, but on the other side of the coin, I think there's quite a bit more they could be doing.
It does not match their merch. Their merch
not at all.
A+. This looks like early 90s Microsoft.
Yeah. I don't know why it looks like this. They obviously have like the design team to make this look somewhat in close resemblance to everything else that they put out. But yeah, this is not good. And then this, interesting. So, but yeah, their merch is sick.
It's so good. Yeah.
I love a good, that's a whole other world. Yeah, I was talking to the founder of Creative Department. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I have a bunch of their stuff. They're
dude, Nick. Yeah, his name's Nick. He's the guy that I'm partnering with the cap. That's he just sent me oh shoot. Yeah, he's the one building the hat that I'm releasing. But he was showing me some of their stuff that he's like piloting and stuff. I'm like, dude, you're so freaking talented. Like the zippers and like how that's the zippers design and the materials and like all this stuff. I'm like, it's a whole other. It's such a good example of like he's a designer, I think, but he's gotten in this like merch material world where it's like now he's designing like physical products, and he makes them all from scratch. Like not him, but like he's set up distribution to where all these assets are being made. Like he sent me a picture of our hat that we're doing. It's just like all the different materials just laid out flat on a table, and then they make it into a hat. I'm like, dude, that's so sick.
So cool. I'm obsessed.
I know. I was telling him, it's like I want to go on your site and I see to order literally one of everything because
dude, the mugs are my favorite. So I have the blue hat, the black hat. I want the shirts, but I can't represent the boxy shirt. It's just not me. It's not my style.
Really?
I can't pull it off. I wish I could. I want this shirt so bad, but I wish it was a hoodie or not boxy. it looks awesome. I can't
I
represent.
can
I
see that.
can't pull
Okay.
off. Oh, where's the mugs? Did they sell out the mugs? No, there's a blue
I
mug
don't
and
know.
like a cream
Is
mug.
there?
Yeah,
Oh,
dude, they're
I think I
so cool.
saw the mug. It's probably on their X account, but yeah.
It is so good. Just the style of it. I wonder if that's custom made or
The mug.
yeah, or if they like it's already a mug that's made, they just put the logo on it, or if they custom made it.
Yeah. I found the mug. Yeah, it's on their X. Yeah, it's like I was talking to him. I'm like, yeah, most people would never go the custom route. Like they would just find a distributor that already has products and they would just print on top of them. But like he has such a care for like quality that he's like, no, I'm gonna do it all. I'm gonna do it all from scratch. I'm like, that's so
And
dope.
yeah, my and the photography is just
The
so on point.
photography, man.
Dude, it's
I
so
know
on point.
he's like asking me what kind of photo shoot you want to do for it because he wants to do something different because it's like humans with plus creative department like collab. And I'm like, bro, that's not my world. Like I don't do photo shoots. Like that's
Oh man,
not,
you'd be
I
good at
design
it.
websites. I don't do photo shoots. I don't know what to tell you there.
What font is this? What font do we think that is?
Um,
Is that like one of those what is it?
actually don't
Always
know.
80s or 90s on Creative Market or
I'm a
whatever.
sucker for him though.
It looks great.
But yeah, the way he's even just got like the signature blue, right? Like that hat is cool because it's blue,
signature
right?
blue.
Like
Yeah.
it's like, and then because you start to like the hat, then now you're like, now I want the black one, you know, and you start to fall in love with it. And that like he just released the creative thing that's upside down.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it's such a great play on simplicity, and he just freaking just nailed it.
The only thing I don't understand, somebody said it was okay, the font might be Garamond or Instrument Serif. What is the character? I wish it wasn't on the side of the hat so big. You know, I don't understand it. I don't know what it is. And it's so bright
grown
white.
on. Yeah, it's grown on me. At first, I too was like, that's interesting. Kind of resembles like an old logo. Like a lot of people use these same like characters in their logo, like back in like the day, and it kind of resembled some of those symbols. But now I've seen it on different things, and I'm like, it's kind of grown on me. I would love to ask him though, like what is it? Like, what is it supposed to be? Or if it's just like some abstract symbol, but I'm sure he probably has a
When I got
explanation.
I like it when it doesn't have the logo. So maybe, hopefully, some of the stuff he stops putting the logo on it. Some of it has it, some of it doesn't. But like the black hat, I sharpied off the white logo on the side.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I just feel like it looks so much better, man. Because I love the typography, but I don't understand. I thought it was like a totally. When I first saw it, I thought it was the Hats brand. So you know how you got the New Era logo on the side that they keep putting on there? I thought it was that. So like that's the brand of the hat. So yeah, it'd be interesting.
Well, the hat we're doing does not have that logo on the side. It actually has the logo that I used in the Build Wars site. But it does have creative department on the back, and then it has like the tag inside stuff. So yeah, it looks sick. He just got the samples in yesterday or the day before. Looks sick. So I'm excited. We'll have we're gonna do a pre-order dump of like 300 at the start, which will probably go up pretty fast because I think we have almost 1,000 people on the wait list from just a single post on X. But then we'll be coming back with some more. So yeah, it'd be interesting. I've never done a physical product before, so I'm happy that he's taken me under his wing and done this for me. I wouldn't have the first clue where to start. I would have just picked some like shop online that already has hats made and just had them printed on it, and they wouldn't have looked nearly as good. But
Brett, super related to getting down and cranking on design.
What I would be customer number one if you guys drop merch. We should probably, yeah, that'd be cool.
Coffee mug. That's one thing I want for sure.
Simple coffee mug, yeah. But it's got to be it's like got to be like either like theirs or like have you seen the Perplexity ones?
I love those. Yeah.
Dude,
I almost bought them. Why didn't I buy them? I forget. There was a reason. Maybe because they were sold out.
Yeah.
But they were like ironically super cheap for some reason.
Were they? Interesting. I would expect like what, like $24 or something?
No, there was like $5.
Oh,
That's why
really?
I didn't understand. So I just kind of like, oh, am I on a spam link or something? And I jumped off.
Yeah, that's got to be near cost then for them.
But it is. I mean, it's like which makes sense in a way because it's promo, right? For
Right.
Perplexity,
People are
so I
posting
get
it.
it.
Yeah.
But how do you even find it? Perplexity shop. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
This person said the creative department is
Wait, it's
clearly
not
a
even.
designer raging out and throwing a wine bottle.
I don't know. I don't even know how to find it.
It's A24. I haven't seen them. What's A24? I have heard of A24, but I don't know what it is.
Hey, speaking of brand
A24
merch,
films.
about this Figma shirt. Is it backwards?
Figma.
It's
It
backwards.
is. Your thing is, yeah.
Oh, my screen's flipped.
Did you buy any X merch?
No, I haven't bought any X merch. Mm-mm.
I just got my shirt in a couple weeks ago. Yeah,
Is it nice?
It's very, very nice. I mean, it was pretty expensive. Well, I'd say like it's normal for like an expensive shirt. You know, shirts can be like $50, and it's like no big deal because that's what people do. So yeah, it was like pretty expensive, but the quality of the shirt is super nice.
Do they have coffee mugs?
I don't know.
No,
I only bought the shirt.
Man, people need to start making coffee mugs. One of my favorite mugs I have is a Twitter mug that I got when I visited their offices for a meeting. I love coffee mugs. Again, I think I've said this. What my dream is to have a coffee shop, and I want it'd be like a super casual vibe. And then I want all these mugs that I've collected over the years and find out and about to be what people can drink out of. You know, I think it'd be cool. It'd be fun.
That is cool. Yeah, I'm not a coffee drinker, so therefore I don't collect coffee mugs, but
which makes sense.
Which makes sense.
Oh, okay. Tommy says perplexity for supply perplexity dot supply. Perplexity. Does anybody else have trouble with that name? Dot supply. Oh, interesting. Yeah, there we go. See, this feels so much cooler. Even that logo on the top. Let me pull it up here.
I wish we could see your screen.
Yeah, no, I was
giving you a hard time.
Boom.
This is what I'm talking about right here.
Yeah, this is like
yeah.
Why didn't they make it look like this?
They got. I mean, maybe they're possibly like they're trying to appeal to like a broader base on their actual tool would be my thought process. But
where's the coffee?
This stuff is that, man. It's like it's such a unique like mold. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
It's
out of stock.
And all their photography of it is so sick that they share on.
Look, $3. What is happening?
Holy crap! What?
I'm telling you, it makes no sense. I'm assuming it's because of the espresso cup, but that's still way.
That's literally got to be literally almost at cost. Yeah,
it doesn't make sense. I can't even.
They're not making millions on this, but that's cool. Because X is definitely making some moolah on their merch.
That's so nice.
What are your thoughts on? You don't have X Premium, do you?
That's the monthly subscription, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do. Yeah. I do.
Yeah, man. I can't wrap my brain around the $50 a month.
$50 a month? No. I'm not paying $50 a month. No.
You are? Are you not have Premium Plus?
No. I'm not paying $50 a month. Let me check.
I'm
paying $50 a month, there's a problem. Hold on.
It just went up to $50 a month, man.
No.
I don't even know. I get the alert from my
what did like $8? How did it go to 50?
It started out when they launched it was like $9 a month or something. And then it went up to like 20. And then it went up to like 34. Now it's at $50 a month.
Hold on.
Which I make more than that on X in they pay you per month or whatever. I mean, it's not much more than that. So it pays for my subscription, but like takes a good chunk, which is either here nor there. But for like most people that don't make $100 a month on X, that's expensive. for
Yeah,
what
I
you
don't
get, right?
know.
Like, because you don't really get that much
Said
for
you had to look at your
$50 a month.
you gotta look at your phone to manage it. What? So I have premium, but what in the world? That's not showing how much it cost anywhere. Oh no, $11 a month.
Yeah, you must have Premium
I'm-
Plus then.
See all plans. It says X premium. No, I have X. I have I guess the lowest tier one. No, oh my goodness. Wow, there's like 6 tiers of this thing. There's X premium
Mhm.
basic, which is $4. There's X premium, which is $11. That's what I'm using. There's X premium basic. Oh wait, no, okay, sorry. This is terrible UX. So all the options, the first two are monthly, the next one is annual. You're not gonna be able to see this. But the next one is like
Okay.
annual, then another monthly. This is so weird. So
Yeah,
X
I
Premium
have the
Plus is
Premium Plus, and it's
500
50
bucks.
bucks. Yeah,
$500 a year. So
a
what's
year.
the difference?
That's
Why?
crazy.
What's with the Premium X Plus? Why?
I don't even know,
There's
man.
like
Like when I signed
no
up, I thought,
differences.
well, yeah, when I signed up, I thought that was just I just thought that there was only one. That's what I've stayed with the whole time. And now you're telling me that there's a bunch of them. So I don't know.
I mean, I'm paying it. I hit the Premium Plus tab. It says active, and it says I'm paying $11 a month. But I can see other plans. One is $50 a month for X Premium Plus, but nowhere, absolutely nowhere, does it say what X Premium Plus is. So
yeah, I don't know. They're like
I have
people
no
will pay
idea.
it. We know people will pay it. So let's just do it.
I mean, if
And
it
here I am paying it.
had good stuff, I'd pay it. I think it's worth it. Like you were saying, I
Maybe it gets you
money
300K
on
views on your
X.
tutorials. I don't know. Maybe that's the secret. Maybe it's not me. Maybe it's not me. Maybe it's the subscription.
I mean, every time I tweet now, they ask me to boost the thing.
They
Like
do that
every
too.
time.
Yeah,
Every time.
it'll like pop up sometimes. Like this post can reach 50 to 100,000 viewers, and it's only $500. I'm like, no, thank you.
For $500. Can you imagine? It is not worth the views.
I've seen a couple of people do it too. It is so obvious when you see it because it'll be a post and it's like not even that great of content, and it'll have like 200,000 views with like 14 comments. I'm like, clearly you boosted that. That'll be the last time you do that.
Does it? So what does it do when you boost something? Let's say you boost let's say you spend $50, you boost it. Does it come across as say like boosted or?
I don't think so. This one
promoted
didn't.
or
This one
ad?
didn't. And I also don't know like if you can target a specific demographic. I would assume you can. Yeah, I don't know.
What?
It's you need to be way less money if you're gonna get me boosting my posts. Like I'm not gonna spend $100 on a post to boost it, you know, unless it's like maybe I'm advertising my hat or something, possibly. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I haven't heard good things about those that have paid for it.
I've done back before, what was it called? Boosted. It was called just Promoted or something, where I did one of my videos, commercials or something, or an ad or for somebody, and they gave me money to boost it. And I want to say I spent like $1,000 on a boost. Nothing.
Oof.
Like it got like 100 extra likes or something. You know, it already had like 1,000, and then it just got
and you're out of that.
more.
Yeah, and
you're out
$1,000. Yeah,
yeah.
I
don't know.
I think that's where they're at. I am if I can pay something at this point in my career, if I can just put money down and get it boosted and actually perform, I'm all for it. But I feel like from what I've seen out there and people that have done it, it's just doesn't look very good. I remember at one point you could boost dribble shots.
If it worked.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you could do like $5 and it'd be like 20,000 views, I'm like, oh, yeah, $5.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Riley's in the house. What's up, Riley? Just kind of a meaty question here, maybe, but I need your help. I'm an 18-year-old. I love design. I have my design agency and my framer templates business. My niche is SaaS and blockchain. Problem is there is so much talk about AI, and I always feel like I'm doing something that is going to get replaced. It cuts it off right here, but you had a good tweet about this.
I did. Let's see.
You did, yeah.
I need your help. I'm an 18-year-old and I love design. I have my design agency, my framer templates business. Nice, congrats. My niche is SaaS and blockchain. Here we go. Talking my world, blockchain. But my problem is there's so much to talk about AI, and I always feel like I'm doing something that's going to get. What did I say about this?
Right here. Well, I mean, this somewhat applies. It's a perspective shift, really. You know,
Mm,
because again, like I think even the founder of Lovable said this. Like designers in general have never had a higher leverage than they do today, and
for sure.
I'm like I see that too. It's like a year ago we just had Figma. That was it. Like when you had Figma, and then you'd have to, if you want to do 3D, you'd have to get into Blender, which is a whole other world. Takes a lot of time to ramp up. And you certainly had all these different tools, but all of them had big learning curves to get. So you had to really commit. Nowadays, like you can generate these things and like literally the time it takes to render, which is a lot of cases like under 60 seconds. So yeah, I mean, there is a certain point of your trajectory as growing a designer where you are more replaceable than others, and that happened long before AI. Like, when anyone who
Yeah.
starts out early in the career is more replaceable than those that have been in it for a long time. But the fortunate thing for people that are just starting out, like an 18-year-old, is that you have everything at your disposal now to just so quickly ramp up much faster than we all had to
Oh
spend
my
the
goodness.
last 10
Yeah.
years getting to the point. Now we spent 10 years learning a task or skill that now takes someone 60 seconds to just crank out with no prior knowledge. So
Yeah.
I think it's a perspective shift. I think it's like going from like that, oh, I'm scared, I'm going to be replaced, I'm not going to be relevant anymore, AI can just do everything I do, to like, okay, how can I leverage these tools mixed with my own capabilities to just outshine everybody else. And I think
Mhm.
AI is the thing that allows you to do that now. I mean, again, like I try to show this on my X all the time on how you can use AI to make a statement. And it's just the beginning, right? It's like we're on a new frontier. None of us really know anything at this point in time regarding how we're going to use AI in the future. But don't look at it as a negative thing. Look at it as something that is only going to be a bigger, tool in your tool belt to help you far accelerate much faster than we were able to, long before AI. But
Yeah.
yeah, I thought this tweet. I thought this tweet was spot on.
Nice. Right on. Yeah. I
Um,
mean, I agree with everything you said. Yeah. It's nothing, especially at your age, 18. It's nothing but, I mean, honestly, anybody's age. It's nothing but excitement. It's going to help you. It's going to help your clients. Yeah, I don't see any doom here. Again, this is coming from somebody that's seen so many of the tools that I've used die, Flash, Photoshop. Um, you know, I think it's nothing but excitement. You just got to know how to leverage it, how to use it, and it's so, like what Brett said, it's so early that we're all still early. So I know it feels like you might be behind a little bit because of these tools kind of coming out so fast, and you already see people making cool stuff, but the clients still don't know what to do with it. They still don't know what to do with it. So you've got time to start learning this stuff now as something that's going to help your design. That's really all
mhm.
there is to it. Obviously, anybody that's not good at design or development or making videos or creating content or art or anything creative in that world, yeah, you're going to have a hard time getting work. But if you're good at these things, AI is only going to help you.
Mhm.
That's
But again, because we're talking to an 18-year-old, what I fear, and this is why I'm hesitant to push AI too much. Because again, going back to what I said, someone with a good bearing on the core fundamentals of design and knowing their way around even Photoshop, for example, and having good taste, knowing how to develop their taste and knowing how to just morph into different styles. Like that person with AI is going to be like the ultimate designer of the future. What I fear is that like a lot of these 18-year-olds coming out in design school, like I fear like 90% of their attention is going to be spent on AI and how to leverage AI. And they won't learn or understand the core like design fundamentals that are going to be necessary to like couple that with AI in order to
Yeah,
have a career in the future. Um, that's
so true.
that's what I fear. So like even though I'm super excited for AI, I love it. The real magic is combining it with your own. with your own
100%.
skill set within these other tools, and just using it as just one other tool amongst many. But yeah, I don't envy people coming up in the design world now, because geez, that would be a very you wouldn't know where to put your focus, right? There's so many. It's like
I
wouldn't have a clue.
remember. Yeah, that's well said. Yeah, you definitely.
Yeah.
That's the scary part. Yeah, hopefully these designers still work on typography skills and basic
Mhm.
graphic design skills. You know, that will help them stand out from
Yeah.
everyone that's just using only AI.
And
And
it's the same for developers too, right? Like, it's like we're on the precipice of like the new class of developers not even knowing how to code, right? It's like kind of a scary situation to be in, as like even as a society, right? Like it's like people coming out now, like coming out of school, like no one knows how the internet works. Maybe the people that built the internet know how it works, but no one's going to know how the internet works in the future. And what
yeah,
if the internet breaks? Like, who's going to fix it, right?
yeah.
The same thing with developers, is that you're not gonna understand the core fundamentals of it. So if someone needs to build the next thing, it's like, if AI can do it, great, but if AI can't do it, who's gonna do it?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
it's a weird, kind of scary time to be in, when we're kind of letting all of our core fundamentals just go to the wayside just for the sake of AI. But
Look
I
at
don't
it.
use. Go ahead.
Hold on. Put that back up there. That
Let's see
real
which
quick.
one. This one?
I
Oh,
yeah.
no. Which
No,
one?
no, no, sorry. I had it up there. The show from Will.
Oh, did I
Oh,
replace it at the same time you put it
it's
up there?
sorry, it's okay. I just thought that was funny. I just wanted to no, the little one. This one. Thank
Thank you so
I just
much.
thought
I
it was
will.
funny.
What?
Thank you so much. I will. But his name is Will. He's like, I will. Like
That's awesome.
like I can. I will. It's just I don't know. It's so much fun. That's all I can think of.
And then we got Adrian coming here with the financial ETF tips. Oh man, love it.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't use Figma. I stick to.
Oh, you didn't know you read that?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Do you just read so fast, man? I gotta get. By the way, I have to. I think I have to get glasses. I've hit the point to where I have to get glasses. So it might take me a little bit longer. Also, the screen's, the edge of the screen's pretty far away. I don't use Figma. I stick to Sketch for my liking. They're just tools. Use yeah. Okay. Yeah, use whatever is best.
On that note, I did read a book, and I shared it really early on when I got into X, and it's completely, bro. It's like, I don't read a lot. A book has to really be like, let's just put it this way. I haven't read a book that I feel this way about, except this book. But it was a book on speed reading. Have you ever looked into
Ooh,
speed reading before?
no.
Dude, it was surprising, because I posted on X, and I like even signed up for a Amazon affiliate link, because I'm like, if I'm gonna account, because I'm like, if I'm gonna share this, people buy, like, I want to get a cut of it too. So I posted it. Like, it was really on before I had a big following or anything, and I was shocked by how many people bought this book, because it's only like $7 on Amazon. But it teaches you how to speed read, because I wanted to start getting into reading, but I didn't like how long books take. Because I'm like, I'm the kind of guy, like, I know, I have a certain number of days left on Earth. I don't want to spend like 40 days reading a single book. Like, I want to read a ton of books. And so this book is like, it's like $5 or $6 on Amazon, and it teaches you, as you're reading the book, how to speed read. So like, it's not just telling you concepts; it's like actually training you during the duration of reading the book on how to speed read. Mind-boggling concepts, but if you're into reading and you do a lot of reading, well worth the time.
That's pretty cool. There was a. Remember what it was just like last year or something. Somebody there was like this way the words could be restructured that made it easier to read for certain people. I forget what it's called.
There's all kinds of different like models for it.
Yeah. I remember seeing that though, and I was like, wow, I'm so fast at reading now. Like, this was so cool.
Yeah, it's like there's cluster reading. There's all kinds of different, and this book has like, it goes through each of the individual methods to speed read. So, because all of our brains are slightly different in how we consume information, how we digest it. So it one of these methods in this book will work for you, and the others may not at all, and you'll realize it really early on. But yeah, this is the book. Highly recommend. It's $5 on Kindle, or audiobook really wouldn't do you much good in this.
That's funny.
But yeah, super, super cool. Like a fascinating like read. You almost see like your mind like changing in real time.
Okay, I might try that.
Highly recommend.
All right.
Weird on nobody called Brett out for using light mode in Chrome.
I think I've said something to him before. Maybe it
I'm
was
not
privately though.
I am a dark mode guy on the Twitter on X app because I do a lot of it like at night. So if I'm using something like mainly at night, I'll have it set to dark mode. But like during the day, I like light mode. Sorry. What's the book called? I have it up here. It's called Speed Reading. Pretty simple.
Speed reading
It takes you 1 hour to read this book and a lifetime of faster reading. Pretty good return on your investment. And again, I'm the most skeptical guy out there, and I'm like, there's no way this is going to work, and it did.
Jordan said there was a time when you could boost dribble shots. When was this?
I faintly remember that. Maybe.
Did that work? Jordan, did that work? And I wonder how much that was. That's interesting. Man, could you imagine if like peak dribble days they had it where you could boost? Oh my goodness, dude.
Oh man, yeah.
Those designers would have spent thousands of dollars trying to be up there.
I don't know why you wouldn't do it if that's the case. I mean, if you're boosting a shot, it's probably like I would hope it's a pretty decent shot. I don't know why as a platform why you wouldn't want to allow that.
That's so funny, man.
I can only imagine. How long does it take you to read if you speed read it? Oh, that's a good question. How long does it take you to read if you speed read the speed reading book?
Don't know.
What else we got, chat?
What's the only thing I had bookmarked to talk about was what I haven't been paying too much attention to the stuff happening yesterday for April Fools or whatever. Yep. Was there something with Figma? Because I keep seeing like this little character guy.
The Fig Pals?
Whatever. Yeah, it is. What is that?
You know, you're asking the wrong person because I saw Fawn's post a 3D render of it, and then I didn't watch the video because, I mean, to be quite frank, it really wasn't something that I was like, didn't draw me in because I don't know what it is, but I think it like even existed within the tool. It wasn't like just a video they made. But was it like on FigJam or something? I never saw anything in Figma regarding it, but I was also not on UI3 either. So
yeah, I'm not either. So I just saw, some people were posting this random character, and then I have no idea.
Yeah, honestly, I never really like stopped and like dove into it that much. People in the chat might have.
Assuming it was an April Fool's thing, but like
yeah, but I also might have actually existed or something. I don't know. It's a good question. I had actually bookmarked it too because I was gonna ask.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But yeah, I genuinely do not know. But did you see their updates that they've been releasing?
No.
Pretty interesting. Now, this stuff is like nothing revolutionary, right? But it's just like little like quality of life improvements for designers, which look, I'll always give credit to where credit's due when it comes to Figma and other tools that we criticize, quite frequently. But yeah, like here's just a few of them, right? Like they have annotations, which is in my world very helpful because this is usually where I'm creating Loom videos, like walking the developers through any sort of like motion or anything that isn't explicitly like called out in the design. So you can annotate different things and it connects to dev mode, which I don't personally use, but that's there.
You have to be on Dembo to use annotations?
No, it's available in the designer now. So they've merged the two. Go ahead.
So my problem with comments is they just get so lost in everything and nobody knows that there is one. Yes. Is the annotations, are they like out there or do you have to click on it to open it up?
I don't know. I have not used it. I've only seen this video. It's something that this is one of the things that I will end up using. So I will have to learn how it actually works.
Yeah.
because again, it's usually me. I don't like comments either. It's usually me like creating a block above each artboard and just like notating all the notes that need to be, accounted for within it. And I think this is a kind of a replacement for that. And then obviously it has different states, which I personally won't use, but if I was a part of a team, probably would.
So there's annotations and comments.
But yeah, but there's always this weird thing where like, okay, you have to have the dev licensed in order to do it or something like that. I don't know. There was some people complaining about it's still tied to other things you have to pay for. But then they did.
I mean, I would love the annotations if it was you click a button and it makes this beautiful looking box that has an arrow-ish type thing, and you can type on it and it can stay there. You don't have to click a button to make it pop up or click a little dot to make it pop up. It's there. That would be huge because all my Figma files have annotations everywhere.
Yep.
It's just the best way to do it. But I make them look, I either make them look good or I make them look really sloppy on purpose.
Right.
So I make sure to see how those work and look, and if they're thinking like designers or thinking like just a product thing.
It's funny you mentioned like the fact that comments seem to disappear in Figma a lot. I was watching Lovable is putting on this it's kind of like a build challenge, kind of a spin-off of like Build Wars, but I think they just allowed anybody and everybody to enter it and show off what they were building. And the setup was super cool. They were like in some sick like office building, and people were either live streaming in their builds, and they were kind of pitching each build by build, each product by product. And some of them were actually in the studio live presenting it. And they had like 2 minutes, and there was a judging panel, and the judges would ask some questions. It was just like anything and everything that these people were building within like a 24-hour period. And one of them was a guy that it was called Fig. What was it called? Fig something. It was like a play on words. And it took your Figma comments within a document and put them in a Trello-like board so that you can move them through different stages. So they wouldn't get lost. They would all be like categorized, and it was a different view for your Figma comments. That's an interesting, nothing I would have never thought to do, but
that's cool.
Seemed like and then I don't quite understand this too much. I would have to actually look into this, but apparently they saved you a click with like border radiuses, which, it just saves you a click. But again, it's just little things.
Okay. It's nice.
Now you can collapse all your layers with this button right here.
Is all this real? Why is it on April 1st though?
I know, right?
Why do they launch yourself on April 1st? It doesn't make sense.
That is one of those.
Charge of that.
Yeah, I've seen people talk about that, like the balls it takes to launch a marketing campaign on April 1st. I mean, kind of strange.
Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you're good. No, I didn't catch that it was April 1st on these. I assume they're real. I mean, it'd be a bad April Fool's joke if not. But yeah, just and you could do this before, but you had to like highlight all the layers, and then you'd have to hold like command down and collapse the parent layer. But now I just have a button there when they're all open. So again, nothing revolutionary, but little quality of life improvements.
That's nice. Yeah, the layered collapse,
the layer thing. Yeah,
icon,
which again,
cool.
You could do it all before, but
yeah. Okay.
A couple extra clicks.
I'm still interested what this Fig Pal is. It looks like, is it like a little character that just follows your cursor around or something? Like that'd be kind of fun.
Oh, that might be
that. That'd be cool.
If it's not, that's what it should have been.
Oh no. Hopefully like Clippy back in the day, whatever his name was.
Clippy.
Yeah, I have to do it. Somebody said you need to close your Figma and restart it. I ain't doing that. Every time I do that, they give me some weird update, and I'm like, oh
I know
why? I never close this. No, they're not tricking me. Let's see. Yeah, people are tired of April 1st. Yeah, I mean there was some fun stuff, but some people just take it too far.
Is Tommy still in the chat? He fell victim to one. I have to call him out for it. It's like I think it was like I think it was the Tailwind guys they were like something to the effect of, we met with Apple and they've agreed to implement Tailwind CSS on Safari or something like that. It was like, which God forbid they ever do that, because I like Tailwind, but I don't want to see Tailwind all the time. Not that I use Safari, but like, it's just like a funny joke. And then Tommy like comments, he was like noteworthy. He like shared it on his Twitter. Then he quickly realized it was an April Fool's joke. But he, credit to Tommy, he left it up even after he realized it.
Oh, there you go.
He did.
I like that. What else, chat? Before we have to peace out here.
Yeah, we won't go 2.5 hours today. I got kind of a headache, and there's a storm brewing outside. My sister's texting me that tornadoes are on their way.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sit outside for a little bit too during the storm. I was telling Brett earlier, favorite time is right before storm. It's outside, just sit there, you got the nice breeze. It's just such a peaceful moment.
It is.
So got to check on that. I'm not seeing anything in chat. Starbucks purchasing every dose.
We'll have to do at some point, Dan. I think maybe our next episode or something like that. We'll have to do like some live design roasts. I think people really like those.
Yeah, those are fun. I like doing those. You can learn a lot in that stuff.
Yeah, I did one. I did one last week for landing pages. I was a little not as nice as you.
Did you get them? Did you actually roast them, or did you?
I did, man. So I
tweeted
it out, and it was like 80 submissions or so within the first several hours, and I was like, okay, I kind of expected a lot more, because when I did them in the past, people were just threw it at you like right away. It was just a big thing, and I used to do them like on the actual tweet. But then come time for the actual like live stream, I tweeted out again, and then it just blew up. And I think I had like 600 submissions to go through. And I'm like, I mean, there's no possible way of going through that many. And so I only got to like 100 or so. So I felt terrible, because the live stream was like 2.5, 3 hours. And I'm sure some people were like waiting that whole time to be roasted. And I just had to, I can't possibly get through all of them. So I'll have to do it again, but I have to figure out how to get through them quicker. But yeah, I think generally people took it well.
It'd be fun. It'd be fun for you and me both to do it. The roast, like good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, look, I held back a little bit. I didn't say exactly what they want to say, but I was pretty like off the cuff.
Yeah, you need to. You need to.
Like there was some stuff that I'm like, this is freaking sick, and there's some stuff that I'm like, I feel nothing looking at this, And then, but to people's credit, like I saw a bunch of people tweet because they would tag me in them, and they're like, and it was some of the ones I roasted the harshest. Like it wasn't necessarily the words I used, but maybe sometimes it was even the lack of just like reaction that I had to something speaks more volume sometimes than what I say.
Sure.
But a lot of people like actually, not that you have to do everything I say, because it's just one person, it's a totally subjective opinion, but a lot of them actually like took it to heart and made changes and stuff. And I'm like, that's sick. Like that makes it all kind of worth it.
Exactly.
That they didn't like take it super personally and actually like acted on it and made some changes. So
yeah, that's the best part.
It was cool.
When I do those portfolio reviews, people will update their portfolios and make some tweaks and things. That's the best part. You're right. It does make it worth doing those.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. It's tough to know what to say, because you don't want to, because everybody takes feedback different, and you have the part of giving feedback is a lot of times you need to understand the person and how they take feedback and what gets them going and what brings them down. So it's hard to do that when you don't know the people. That's what makes a good design leader on a team. They understand how to give feedback to somebody.
Yep.
Because again, we're all different. But,
yeah, and I mean, and I did preface the tweet where you submitted your landing page as like, if you're soft or you can't take feedback, like don't participate in it. So, like I wanted to be very clear that this was not a Dan Petty, session where I'm gonna say some things I'm probably gonna regret, and this guy had like one of the sickest portfolios, I think. And so he's saying I was too kind, but that was probably just because I complimented him. But there were some people.
Man, there's so much good work out there. There's so much good work. It's ridiculous. Some of these people.
Yeah, dude, it was so weird. It was so weird because, like, again, I don't go on a lot of landing pages, but there was so many, and this was one of the entertaining parts about it. There was so many things I had never seen before in my entire life on a landing page. So many things, like that was like a trend where it's like I hovered over something, I'm like, what the heck was that? Like I've never seen that happen before, never seen it laid out like that. Even though like it wasn't necessarily always good, like well executed, but like there were so many unique ideas that took me totally by surprise. I totally thought everything was gonna be like Tailwind or Untitled UI, like that kind of thing, right? Not really the case at all. There's all kinds of a vast variety of stuff. And then there was also like a weird thing where almost every website had one 3D element at the bottom of the page. And I'm like, I would call it out every single time. I'm like, what is going on? Like everyone just randomly throws a 3D element into their footer. Notice that. So it was like a lot of like things that I just didn't see coming. It was interesting and entertaining for myself, just having to see all this stuff. So, back to back 100 times, and just seeing so many like trends that are popping up that I didn't really expect,
That's so funny.
Let's see here. Joining for the first time and enjoyed it. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so we stream every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central Time. So sometimes it'll be longer, sometimes shorter. I think we'll probably have like a guest on here before long or something to kind of spice it up a little bit. But yeah, it's just a hangout. We're just hanging out here. We don't really prepare for it. It's just kind of, you guys kind of drive the conversation. If you guys have anything you would talk about, it's what we,
Brett and I literally met 30 seconds before we went live.
and I told Dan, I'm like, dude, I don't really have anything prepared for today. And he said, I really don't either. So, so this might be a little bit short of a stream, but that's okay.
Yeah. Let's see. There's a lot of Will still in the chat. There's a lot of design content out for the designers. Yeah, we talked about that topic earlier today.
Yep.
Does Dan even read the chat? I'm in the chat. I just do like one or two scrolls here.
I'm the chat guy. I am very much paying attention to chat.
I've got to figure out a different. So my setup's going to be moved here soon. So it's gonna be a little bit different, but because I have to figure out something too. Because my screen, even though it's tilted here, it's actually pretty far away. It looks close on camera, but it's actually pretty far away. So I'm kind of having to squint a little bit. And then if I move it here, which is where I usually have it, it's like, gosh, 10 feet in front of me, and I can't make out anything. I can barely make out the chat that's up there right now. So I got to figure out my situation.
No worries. I got you. I'm highlighting them. There's a lot of content out there from designers aimed at other designers. Shouldn't our primary focus be target? You just mentioned that we just talked about this, right?
Yeah.
We won't rehash that, but yeah, you can scrub the video back. We touched on that for a little while at the beginning. So yeah, anything else, guys, before we sign off? Otherwise, we'll call it early, and I'm gonna go take some more Tylenol and try to get rid of this headache.
Dude, drink some water.
I did, man. I drank this, but yeah, I need to drink infinitely more water than I drink. What's Devin bumping here?
Yeah, what is that? I was trying to open it on, because you can't. How do you click on the link?
Bro. You can't click on a link in chat. You have to type it in. So when I was doing the landing page roast, we start at the end. I was like, dude, I just want to roast anybody still here. So I said, put your links in chat, and then every single one of them I had to type into the navigation bar.
That's so frustrating.
And I'm a terrible typer, so I fumble. Let's see what this is.
Oh yeah. I've seen this.
Have you seen this?
I haven't. I've seen people share it. I haven't actually.
Oh, that's what this is. Yeah, I didn't realize it until I saw this character here. Yes.
what is it? Your data runs the world. Navigate IO. I don't know what it is.
You never really know what these things are. It's just kind of like
Awesome.
it's just eye candy.
Yeah, I
Right.
don't know what it is, but it's awesome.
Yeah, I always question, and I got a lot of flack for this, but like I think it's Runway. What is it? Is it Run? It's not Runway AI. It's Runway. This site right here. Nope, that's not it. Dang it! It's is it this?
So much scrolling.
Yeah, it's this site right here. Have you ever seen this site?
Finance platform your team will love. Runway. No.
Okay, well, it's a very cool site, and I remember back in the day. Well, I say back in the day, it's probably like been a year and a half ago. This was like all the talk in the design world.
That site?
Because it's yeah. You'll
What?
see
Why?
some stuff like, because it was just, it was at the time, it was like it was pretty cool, and I'll scroll so you can see more of it.
Okay, I see this video.
But it was like, it was one of those things where so many things were moved around, and I'm like, and I made a tweet. I was like, although like from a designer's perspective, I can really appreciate all the time and energy that went in, not only like designing and conceptualizing this, but also developing it and actually making it work. But I question whether these sites actually convert
Dude,
at the end of
imagine
the
being
day.
the customer of this. You would be so frustrated being the customer of this, right?
Yeah, and
Someone
it's
that's like, what is this? Like all this scrolling and
yeah.
everything.
And the founder of this company, he like, he kind of snapped back, which he had every right to, because I wasn't mean, but I just kind of questioned the effectiveness of a design like this. Not picking on them, because they mission accomplished as far as they were concerned, because they got a ton of attention when they launched this site, because it was just such a cool site.
Good.
And so his sort of like rebuttal to me was, well, we're making a ton of money from it. And I'm like, yeah, of course you are, because it's everywhere right now, because people are talking about it. But like once the hype dies down, and it's not like the talk of design Twitter, what then what's gonna happen,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a lot. There's a lot going on it.
That's one of those instances where it's like you do this at first, you have it out for a few weeks or whatever, but then you switch to a site that you can actually consume,
Yes,
same
exactly.
style, just a consumable site like that. That's the play.
It's not, and I assumed, because it had been a while since I'd been back on the site, and I just visited it the other day again. I assumed that that's what they had done, and that's what they had planned on doing, because it's a good way to like get a bunch of marketing buzz, like come out with a sick site that's a bunch of motion and stuff, and everyone's talking about it, and then you switch to something that's a little bit more like appropriate and like you said, consumable.
Yeah.
No, they stuck with it. They haven't made a single change to this. And so I kind of put this in the same category as like, on one side, super cool. Like it's eye candy, but I don't know what it does. And like,
yeah, that's not a problem. And there's a lot of ways to keep this first half, the very first part, and then on scroll you can keep that, but then everything else is just a consumable site. Something that's way more consumable. Get rid of all this other effects and everything, all this massive scrolling. But yeah, I mean, we used to do stuff like that all the time. You do the marketing site first, and then you kind of tweak it to make it just easier. But it is cool.
Yep.
It is cool.
It's
Do we know who designed it?
about that. Yeah, I don't have the tweet bookmarked, but it was some design agency, but they also partnered with
agency. Okay.
They also partnered with someone else that I think it was an agency, but I know they partnered for the animation. Someone specifically took care of the animation work, but yeah, it was a collab.
Oh yeah, Resin's legendary.
But yeah, amazing stuff.
That's cool.
Now I see stuff like this, and I'm like, all right, was any of this AI? Like, was this stuff AI, or was it? I actually illustrate that. It's the questions we have to ask now. Either way, it doesn't really matter because it's sick, but
super cool. Love the colors and everything.
Yep.
Just so much scrolling.
All right, guys, I have like 5 minutes, so
yeah, same here. Then we should wrap up.
Your hat.
What's up, Josh?
These hats are awesome. What's Devin say here? I feel this way about a lot of awe words. I imagine all this hardworking people are more in awe and actually converting. It's a real problem. as an actual legitimate problem. But again, like a lot of those award sites are intended to just win an award, and then a lot of them, like if they're smart, they'll fade it off into something a little bit more traditional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Animation was done in Rive for that site, for the Navigate. Sounds like
You did the Rive thing. How was that?
you talking to me or you talking Josh?
Yeah.
That's up here.
No, you. Well, Josh did too, obviously. But you did too. Both of you. How was it?
That was awesome. Yeah, I was stoked to be a part of it. I've always wanted to learn more about Rive, and it was cool to see how quickly they could put something together. And those the people there were incredibly talented. I mean, clearly knew what they were doing. So the only downside was that they moved so fast it was hard to learn what they were doing, but at the same time it was inspiring seeing what was possible, and you can go in there and do it. You know, it seemed easy-ish enough to do, but still, you know, hard enough to not do it tomorrow type thing. And still hire a pro to do it. But yeah, no, it was super fun. I love doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I love that Dimitri was involved in it. He's like one of my top follows. He has been for the longest time. I need to go back and actually watch it because I was telling Josh, I was like, I got a kid's dental appointment during it, but so I wasn't able to watch it. But yeah, he's one of my top follows on here, and so it was cool to see that he was in it. I think he works for Rive, or he's at least
so.
Yeah, he's a designer at Rive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's also a freaking killer photographer too.
Yeah, that's why I think I mainly started following him was for some of his photography stuff. It was so cool.
Good taste. He has good taste.
Even his setup for the live stream was, you could tell he was a photographer. Of course. New lighting, respected lighting, you know, colors and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, he's a talented dude. Cool. Oh, I think we're gonna. Do you have anything else before we sign off?
I think that's it. I think this is a fun day, fun hangout. How long has it been? Where do you? Oh yeah, we still almost went 2 hours. We had nothing to talk about.
I figured we go for 2 hours, but I'm like, today probably shouldn't. We've been stretching it to 2.5 hours, and it's fun. But I get off, and I'm like, because I'm in Phoenix, and I hadn't eaten lunch yet because of the time, the time difference between you and I feel drained after. Because so I made sure to eat this time.
100%. Yeah, I gotta go get coffee, I gotta eat, and I gotta design more. Man, I'm just deep into design right now. And then my son has a t-ball game tonight. If it doesn't rain, if the rain never comes.
Nice.
So yeah, and I'm coaching. Nice. So
you're coaching, nice. Good times, man.
It's so fun. It's so fun. These kids are so cool. Just five and 6 year olds.
Yeah. What are your kids' age again?
11, 9, 7, 5.
Okay.
How about yours?
Mine's 3, 5, 7.
Yeah.
About to be 3. 5, 7.
Nice. Right.
My wife's probably watching, and she's gonna after this if I'm getting wrong.
That's awesome.
But
yeah,
thanks for joining, guys. Levi, Josh, Adrian, all you guys, Victoria, all the usuals. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, appreciate you
watching. And I think we'll be here next Wednesday. So
yeah, we will. We'll see y'all then. Hope y'all have a good rest of your week.
Bye, y'all.
See y'all.